Okay, so the first thing that we had to do for this skill was to choose 4 numbers, A, B, C, and D. I chose 10, 15, 20, and 25. Next thing we're supposed to do is use these values to make the covertex and make a covertex and a focus. So the covertex was supposed to be A, comma B, which I did over here and made it 10, comma 15. And then the focus was supposed to be C, comma negative D, which I did over here, which is 20, comma negative 25. So the first thing that we can do here is find the center. We know that since the foci are vertical and the covertices are horizontal, we can find the center using the x-coordinate of the focus and the y-coordinate of the covertex. So that would make 20, 15. So from that we can see that the distance from the center to the focus is 40, and that'll end up being our C value. And then the distance from the center to the covertex is 10, which is our B value. We can put those into our Pythagorean theorem to find A, which is the last thing we need for the equation. So after we plug this in and go through basic math, we get that A equals square root of 1500. We know that since the major axis is the y-axis, the y must come first in the equation and the x must be subtracted from it. So the equation would look like this: y minus 15 squared over square root of 1500 squared minus x minus 20 squared over 10 squared equals 1. So we get the 15 and the 20 here from the center, which is just h comma k from the base equation, and the denominators are a squared and b squared. So we can use these values, and we have a trig identity here, which is 1 plus tan squared theta equals secant squared theta. When we rearrange that, we can get 1 equals secant squared theta minus tan squared theta, which is basically the same format of this. So we can replace each of these. So like the secant squared theta will replace the y minus 15 over square root of 1500 squared. So we can square both sides here. We can take the square root of both sides here and then multiply by square root of 1500, and then subtract 15, and then add 15 to get our final answer in rectangular form. And then we can do the same thing we can get this in parametric form, and then we can do the same thing the other side. Since the identity is this, and the secant squared was already taken by the y, the tan squared must now be the x. So tan squared theta equals x minus 20 over 10 squared. And then we can just take the square root of each side, multiply by 10, and then add 20 to each side to get this part of the equation. And that's all that we had to do.